Have you ever found yourself wondering why success seems easier for some people? It can feel frustrating when you're trying to make things work, but nothing seems to fall into place. Believe me, I've been there. The truth is, the successful people you admire aren't as different from you as you might think. We all have the same potential. The secret to unlocking it lies in how we approach life. We're often told that success comes from discipline. You've heard the saying, discipline is doing what you hate, but doing it like you love it. There's truth in that. Discipline is key. But there's a catch. Our brains are naturally wired to seek the easiest path. This survival mechanism has been with us since our ancestors. They sought rewards with the least effort to survive. So how do we overcome this wiring to achieve success? Discipline works, but there's another way. What if you could get better results without fighting against your natural instincts? Each one of us has inclinations, natural tendencies that shape how we interact with the world. When we align our actions with these inclinations, things feel less like a struggle. Some call it talent. When you embrace your talents, you don't have to force yourself into uncomfortable roles. It feels natural. I once read a book that opened my eyes to the many different types of talents people have. If you're naturally curious, that's a talent. If you're competitive, that's a talent. If you're responsible, that too is a talent. These traits, when directed correctly, can lead to success. What's even more interesting is how some traits that seem like flaws can be turned into strengths. Take stubbornness, for example. In the right context, it becomes persistence. Anxiety can help you anticipate problems before they happen, turning it into a tool for planning solutions. Once you start using your talents, something amazing happens. You begin to see results, and you'll notice others start complimenting your abilities. Compliments feel good, and you'll want to repeat that success. This creates a cycle where you continue to improve, and eventually, your flaw becomes your greatest strength. Let me give you an example. Imagine a child who's naturally inclined to writing. Their first compliment comes from an essay they wrote. It feels good, so they start writing more often. Over time, they become exceptional at it. But what's interesting is that they may not even know if they're good at writing because of their natural talent, or because they simply write more often than others. The point is, when you align your actions with your inclinations, progress happens almost effortlessly. But we've all been in situations where things just don't click. I remember a time when I took a sales job that seemed perfect on paper. It checked all the boxes. I could work on my schedule, earn more money, and work from anywhere. But there was one problem. It didn't align with who I was. I thought that if I just powered through, I'd get better. But the truth was, making those cold calls drained me. While some people thrived on the competition and interaction, I found myself dreading it. What I didn't realize at the time was that I wasn't a good fit for the role. I'm more analytical, preferring to work in the background rather than being the center of attention. Once I recognized this, I understood that success for me would come from embracing my natural tendencies, not fighting them. This doesn't mean discipline is unimportant. Take Muggsy Bogues, for example. At 5'3", he was one of the shortest players in NBA history. Despite this, he became a standout, known for his defense and speed. He worked harder than others to make up for his height disadvantage. Bogues showed that discipline can take you far, even when the odds are against you. However, if you can align your discipline with your strengths, things get a lot easier. In school, we're graded on every subject, even the ones we're not good at. But in life, we get to choose which subjects we excel in. The key to outworking everyone isn't to force yourself into a path that doesn't fit you. Instead, it's about designing your life in a way that allows you to be graded on your strengths. When you do this, you're no longer fighting against yourself. To wrap this up, the most successful people aren't necessarily the hardest workers or the ones with the most discipline. They've simply figured out what they're naturally inclined to do and leaned into it. The real challenge for the rest of us is to stop fighting our nature and start embracing it. When you find the right path, success doesn't have to be a struggle. So, take a moment to reflect on your natural inclinations. What comes easy to you? What do you enjoy doing? If you can figure that out and align it with your goals, the path to success will feel a lot more like walking downhill rather than climbing uphill. You'll still need discipline, but it won't feel like a fight. Instead, it'll feel like you're doing what you were always meant to do.